I feel like this might be the
this
most
could be
major tournament won by an RTS player from Australia on the international
that I
stage.
can think of. Yeah, for international.
All right. Okay, ELAZER coming up here in the top right against Parting down in the bottom left, and we're already seeing some of the shenanigans. An Iron Vault thrown down immediately, as well as 2 workers pulled right from the get-go. Is this going to be a Shroudstone rush? Is it going to be the farms coming in on the collection array? I'm very curious.
Yeah, the meat farm, we actually talked to him about that as well because he did have an issue where the Fellhogs weren't attacking the array and he didn't end up dying. He said he'll make meat farms on top if he does that again. But yeah, sending 2 out, I don't know. Double meat farm, double Shroudstone.
Yeah.
I don't know what the plan is going to be. But look at this. Parting, he's not going to rush.
Yeah, I like this from Parting, coming in with something a little bit more defensive. I'm not sure exactly what he is building at this moment from the Arc ship, but in a second or two, he is going to see ELAZER coming out with these 2 workers, and it's actually going to be, oh man, Parting is playing with a lot of greed, and it's a meat farm.
He
He's
made it
not
on the left side again.
Top.
He said he was going to go to the other side, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. And look at that, a Shroudstone here going down. Dude, this is some serious business going on right now.
Yeah, now Parting, he cannot overcharge these buildings to deal with this because they do not attack structure.
That's right.
That is a very conscious design decision, and so as a result, Parting, he was playing very greedy, going for the extra worker, but now is going to have to kind of scramble and instead get a creation camp out as soon as possible. And actually, look at this. We already have some attacking units coming out. That's the power supply going down for Parting immediately here.
I love that he instantly makes the Fiends there and sends them down. Look at this, picking off buildings already. This rush doing some fantastic work here against Parting.
Oh, man.
Dude,
How the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Parting, the rushing player, getting rushed by ELAZER here in the first match. And ELAZER certainly did have some tricks up his sleeves. Wow.
Dude, that Shroudstone causing some real problems here as well. The meat farm, you know, getting these Fellhogs out.
Yeah,
the Fellhogs are acting
though,
kind of stupid, though.
Yeah, they're not the smartest bunch, I must say. I'm surprised he's not building on the top side like you mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine just that Fellhog wailing on the collection array right now would really put a timer on Parting. Instead, these link nodes built very smartly by Parting in the back, trying to block those Fiends out so they can actually get up, will allow him to keep this collection array alive at the natural expansion. But for the main base, I think pretty soon here, that collection array is going to have to peace out and find its way elsewhere.
No, he's got to move that thing away now. Okay, he does finally lift it off. The Shroudstone pushing it away.
Now, the collection array harvests 300 Luminite per minute, and although it is going to survive, you have to keep in mind, this is going to be like maybe 60, 75 seconds that the collection array is just not mining at all. Parting's income effectively halved here for the foreseeable future.
And look at this, man. As he aggroes the camp, just everything kind of going wrong here for him. Like, this couldn't be that he wants to kill the camp, right? Like, this is just kind of getting aggro because he has to deal with the Fellhogs.
Yeah, I think the link node's also kind of playing into this one.
I don't know. Maybe he does want to kill that off and get the heals or something.
Yeah, the hard part about this for Parting is that the healing camp doesn't actually provide you with any resources. It is purely just healing. It is unique in that way among the camps where you do not get any res for actually killing the creeps there. And ELAZER, he's going to be clearing out his natural expansion now too, but I must say, the rush to this point, it has already done its job.
Yeah, ELAZER's plan is like being very, very fruitful here. This is kind of wild because even Theory was thinking that this is not really a winnable matchup, and he has played a lot of this matchup against Parting as well. But now we're looking at it, and it's like ELAZER is in charge. He's in control. This looks bad for Parting.
Yeah, I think some of it comes back into Parting's greed, going for, you know, not only the fast expansion, but also starting some workers very early there and having to cancel them to throw down the barracks building here for the Celestials is only just now is this collection array going to plant, but I mean, with some Fiends on the map, if ELAZER sniffs this out, he knows that collection array has to go somewhere.
He'll find that eventually. He's got enough of them. I mean, he's split off Zergling so many times. He'll scout this map.
And the moment he finds it, again, you can't really get the kill on the collection array with these ground units until the Gaunts actually do find it, but it's still going to have to lift.
Yeah,
it will not be harvesting.
Forcing the lift off, it's so worthless, right? And he's looking for it right now with these Fiends.
Yeah, ELAZER really has a good timer in his head of exactly when this thing should be planted. I mean, what? It's been mining for 10 seconds at most. And did ELAZER actually catch?
I think he shift-clicked it, so he might look. Oh, he wants to clear this out.
Yeah, he'll see it regardless now once that vision camp gets taken. Now, with the Gaunts, I wonder if he could actually take this collection array down, because it is very low on HP. Instead, going to be going for this Morph Core, which...
You know what? I think he didn't get close enough. I don't think he got close enough. Like,
Wait,
he must not have seen it, because he didn't go back for it.
Can we check the vision a little bit here? I feel like that barely clips the corner, right? I mean, I'm trying to draw a line here along the perimeter of the vision.
Well, how long is Fiend vision range exactly?
But not the Fiends. I'm thinking of even the tower here in the middle after clearing the camp. I feel like it should be in vision, no? It seems like it's barely on the edge.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
Huh.
So he does go over here and starts attacking in a little bit to this high ground expand.
He's going to force another liftoff. And keep in mind that Shroud Stone in the main base of Parting, it's still standing. He cannot mine here. The Fiends are actually guarding it.
Dude, watching Parting play this game, it reminds me of playing like StarCraft as a child and floating my burning command centers around, trying to not lose against the computer.
Yeah.
It feels like that's what I'm watching here, because he's just having such a hard time. Now, his Argent's going to get surrounded as they try to go through these small trees. He's going to lose every single one of those.
Wow, ELAZER's game plan working to perfection here in game number 1. And I wouldn't even be surprised at this point if Parting was very close to tapping out, because nothing is going his way. He doesn't even really have access to Therium, again, because of the Shroud Stone in the main base. There's no Therium with the natural expansion.
Yeah. No, he's having a terrible time and hasn't actually gone back up there. So, yeah, I feel like you could have sent one Fiend, so there's no way that he has vision of it, right? Like, ELAZER wouldn't miss something like that forever.
It is still insane to me that he barely can glimpse this thing, although now he is going to be going and checking it out. Yeah. Although with only 240 hit points, I think the Gaunts might be able to get it if he can get vision on the high ground.
Yeah, if he keeps some on the left, some on the right, he should be able to just kill it off, I think. Let's see. Maybe there's a spot up there he can hide it. I don't think so, though. Yeah. Just gets picked. And everything continuing to go poorly here for Parting. ELAZER has so much, man. 60 supply to 36.
ELAZER's basically playing whack-a-mole right now with these collection arrays all across the map.
Parting has to make some real magic flying around with that arc ship and those Argents. Like, he needs ELAZER to be out of position. He needs to go up, maybe kill some workers or buildings or something. I'm not even sure what the win condition is here for Parting.
Yeah, the thing is, there's so many Fiends out for ELAZER that I feel like if he is able to take a fight against these Argents, there is no way they're going to be able to run around and escape. I mean, the mobility of the army here for ELAZER is so much higher than for Parting, and now we even have Magmadons coming in. So any kind of surround that takes place on those Argents by the Fiends, it's going to be even worse, because that's just going to guarantee the Magmadon gets a huge stomp off.
Yeah, well, if you get one stomp off on that group of Argents, I think he's going to pretty much clean it up. But some nice micro here from Parting. The thing is, I think Parting does have to play like this. I think he has to play super aggressively and just try to out-micro if he can. And, of course, the Argents aren't super fast, but Parting will probably micro them as well as they can be microed here.
All right, Parting moving forward. ELAZER, is he actually going to go for it, or is he going to wait for the upgrade to complete? It seems like he's going to chase these Argents down at least to the ramp. Will he continue to pursue? Oh, he wants to stomp this so bad. Parting trying to focus down the Magmadon. But the stomps right now connecting with the Argents. Some nice split-offs there by Parting, mitigating the damage, but ELAZER is pushing forward, and he is riding this momentum.
Man, that Magmadon stomp was fantastic. Parting trying to split off, and GG is called. Wow. ELAZER taking game number 1 and some initial revenge. That man right there is so used to victory right now in Stormgate. He's won everything. He's been the best. He's been the scariest. Top of the ladder, highest win percentage, multiple races. But ELAZER smashing him there in game 1.
Yeah, that looked really good. And Parting now has to make some serious adjustments coming into game number 2, because if ELAZER tries the same thing and Parting goes for the same greedy setup, I feel like even on a larger map, it's going to be so hard to defend.
Yeah, I think that Parting might have to play it like it's a normal RTS game, right?
Yeah,
not
imagine
super
that.
Greedy, not super aggressive, but instead, I don't know, like expand and immediately make production, like that type of thing.
Yeah, I feel like that has to be the play, unless we go to one of the very large maps in the pool. I think you take the expansion and then you immediately get the Argents out, because otherwise, if you allow ELAZER to continue to kind of run circles around you, not only with the Fiends, but with the Gaunts chasing down collection arrays, things are not going to go your way.
No, but that's the thing. You can back up. It's like, yes, okay, so ELAZER may have solved this portion of this matchup. Maybe he didn't, too. Maybe there's something else that can be done. But you always can just fall back into playing a real game where it's like, okay, I'm not going to win at the beginning. Let's play a real game. We'll get a bunch of units and we'll fight. You know, that's an option. We haven't seen Parting go that road yet, though.
Yeah, and I feel like for ELAZER, playing with this kind of opening is really smart because Parting can't really cheese this. Even if you want to go back into his bag of tricks and do the same kind of aggressive play that he did on day number 1, I don't think it really works with ELAZER immediately throwing 2 workers at him because, you know, as Parting, you can't be 2 places at once. You cannot go for the forward base and also defend your collection arrays back at home. You kind of have to choose one or the other. So for Parting, here in game number 2, I'm imagining a little bit more conservative play, as you said, Hardy.
I think so.
Playing a real RTS?
Yeah, he's going to run up and take one of these double Luminite mines. Now, does he actually go for units after this? We have the double Imp coming down with that Hexen, so definitely some pressure going to be started here from ELAZER.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty much the same idea as game number 1, but here on this second map, because it is a fair bit larger, I wonder if we are going to have any kind of deviation in terms of follow-up. ELAZER maintained the aggression for a long time there in game number 1, but here in game 2, because of that large distance, there's a chance we see him fall back on an expansion and play a little bit more of a macro game, but let's see if the game even gets there. Now, do we have any production coming up here for Parting, or is it just this power bank right now?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything else go up as of yet, so the power bank is going to be finishing up, and that was a meat farm, right?
That's a meat farm.
Yeah, meat farm on the way, okay.
Now, Parting was actually moving cross-map with the Arc ship. He might have not expected ELAZER to do this again on such a large map, but that means that, you know, the core coming in here, it is not in a very good position. It's not fighting off the Hexen. It is not getting any damage done on these structures that are being built. It's also not turning into a production building close to Parting's base that he can use to defend.
Yeah.
Only just now is the first Argent coming out on the map, but...
Well, at least he has gone for those Argents a little bit quicker, so he is going to be able to overcharge and kind of kill off some of these Felhogs and everything as they're there. But the Shroud Stone is coming up.
3/4 of the way done already. That Argent's racing down to try and dish some damage out on it, but it's getting chased already by the Hexen.
Yeah, the Argent taking a skull to the face right there, and here we go. It is done.
I love the target firing on the link node here, too, by ELAZER. Man, that does a lot of damage to buildings. Look, it's already getting taken out.
Dude. ELAZER's rush looking pretty strong. We came in thinking that Celestials were unbeatable for Infernal, and maybe it's turning around completely in the reverse.
Now we see Shroud Stones versus Strike Nodes. Well, it turns out the Shroud Stone wins this one by a mile. That's going to finish with like half its HP alive.
Yeah, the Argent number is building up a little bit, so that is something to note.
Yeah, I think Parting should be able to stabilize it. ELAZER, it seems like he knows that he's making a lot of money, probably going to be going for an expansion soon, I would think. Because although the link node did fall here in the main base of Parting, he was at least able to get that Shroud Stone down to half HP, and those Argents with their bonus damage should be able to take it out. Is the collection array going to survive, though? Oh, man, if I'm ELAZER, I'm just focusing that down.
I think so. Well, he has Fiends coming down, so he's trying to actually gain more value than I think he can actually gain. Okay, it is a liftoff on the collection array, but I think it's going to fall.
Yeah, look at that. Man.
Dude.
This is looking so good for ELAZER. I thought Parting was going to be able to clean that up. But
I thought he was going to save that for sure.
The Fiends being added into the mix, he just did not have enough time.
It's such a smart play, right? You need the Iron Vault anyways. Just turn them immediately into Fiends, get them across the map instantaneously, compared to the Brute at least.
Oh, man. Parting basically halved his economy at this point now, and this collection array as well, 120 HP. At what point here as ELAZER do you just try to dive this with something and either get a kill or force another liftoff? Because it's going to be a while before that heals back up to max HP. If ELAZER can somehow get around Parting's army, if Parting's Argents are either clearing a creep camp or moving cross map, ELAZER could basically come in with some gaunts later in the game and just sever the head of Parting's economy in one fell swoop.
Well, one thing to mention here is Parting actually has considerably more supply. That is actually a nice stack of Argents.
Yeah.
So even though ELAZER got what we consider to be a good amount of damage, you know, Parting did not play this as greedily. You know, he started production a little bit earlier. He has a lot of Argents. And I could see him maybe getting something done with these Argents.
There is a chance, especially with this long-distance cross map. It's a lot of time for them to gain up energy. We're going to have a lot of energy for those bonus attacks. And, oh, man, if he can catch a laser actually going for this speed camp, this will be huge for Parting. And, yes, he will find it. Oh, those gaunts. ELAZER has to peel back right now. He's got to retreat. No, instead he's going to go for the attack.
What?
Man, that's a lot of confidence, but it might be the right move. Those gaunts down with the speed bonus, they can chase down and actually target fire these Argents way better than they would otherwise. This is going so much better for ELAZER than I thought it would.
Yeah, I think those additional Fiends really making a big difference, right? They're turning and trying to kill the Fiends off, and as those Fiends die, he runs off. Really, really good plays here from ELAZER.
But was he able to thin down the Argent number enough? Because with more reinforcements coming in from Parting, it's still very close between these two armies.
Yeah, he's got to run out of here. The Argent's still very tanky, very beefy here against those early game gaunts, and forces him away.
Oh, now if you're ELAZER here, you kind of want Parting to walk into this expansion, because for Parting as the Celestials, it doesn't actually make that much sense to be attacking the structure with these Argents. It's kind of an awkward position, because if you attack the structure, you're losing all of the energy on all of these units.
That's so true.
The army is going to become a lot weaker, and so ELAZER right now, he should wait for at least a couple more volleys from these Argents. As soon as they're low on energy, yeah, now is the time to strike. Such a smart move by ELAZER. Is it going to be enough, though? The Argent number is still very high here for Parting. He's able to one-shot a lot of these gaunts despite being low on energy.
Yeah, I think actually Parting just has enough to probably finish off these gaunts, but you know what? I love it. He pops those immediately and allows the Fiends to push everything back. But the Argent count is still really, really high, and it feels like he might be able to break through. Look at the amount of gaunts coming down, though, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell the Argents, when they run out of energy, even those Fiends actually last a very long time against them. The DPS is basically halved.
Yeah, it really is. It's like literally halved. So.
Is it actually double damage?
Yeah, it's like
wow.
It goes from 10 to 20 if I'm remembering correctly, unless they changed it. But yeah, no, it's a huge, huge difference on that damage output.
Yeah, it's such a smart play by ELAZER, basically waiting until that shrine was down to 100 HP, and now he's attacking in. Oh, even trying to get the collection array. This might just be enough here for ELAZER. GG is called.
Wow.
That was so smart and so close. I'm telling you, if ELAZER had tried to defend that expansion 1 or 2 more volleys sooner,
yes,
Parting might be winning that game. But because he waited until the last possible second, and because Parting was so low on energy with those Argents, you can just see the damage drop off so hard for the Celestial Force.
Yeah. I thought he was actually still going to clear the gaunts, but yeah, it turned quickly, and then suddenly so many more gaunts came down. So very, very well done by ELAZER. He obviously has prepped this extremely well, and Parting has to literally come up with something right now. You're right about that best of 5 thing. Like, ELAZER already knew what Parting's been doing that hasn't been failing. He came in with a great plan. You can see Parting looks defeated. Okay?
I mean, Parting has lost, what, 5 of the last 6 games he's played in this tournament. This might be his worst stretch of Stormgate over his entire Stormgate career. On ladder, in tournaments, doesn't matter. This guy usually does not lose games.
When he was waiting for Probe in the winter bracket finals, he was cleanly shaven. Now he's got 5 o'clock shadow. He looks tired. His head is cocked to the side. You know, he's having a hard time.
This is one of the issues, again, with playing a style like Parting's that is so aggressive, is if it works to that degree, you're not really learning much else about the game. You're getting very good at doing this one thing, and then once it gets solved, if it could get solved in a short period of time like this, suddenly you're in a lot of trouble. And it seems like ELAZER, after getting 3-0'd by Parting literally yesterday, went home, thought about it, came back today, refreshed with new ideas, and they have been working so well here against Parting. And ELAZER is looking almost unstoppable. I mean, Parting was a lot closer in that last game, but still the original idea for ELAZER worked. He got the first collection array. That is half of Parting's economy.
Yeah. And Parting, you know, maybe he needs to do like a more centralized base too. Like, so your Argents get there immediately. You can start fighting against everything right away. That's what it feels like to me. And look, the same thing from ELAZER here, immediately sending out a couple of them. And look, I think what we'll see from Parting is like just a more, look, okay, so he's made a Prism. He's taken the expansion. Okay. but a more centralized defense, right? Like, let's start getting Argents right now. Let's just kind of build up our army, play kind of a defensive game, and just make this not work anymore.
Yeah, I think he should throw down a creation chamber basically immediately.
Yes.
I mean,
100%.
I would be surprised if he didn't. In fact, I think he might just be saving for that now. In fact,
yeah, I think so.
Oh,
there's no reason not to get it here.
Throw down. Am I mistaken? Oh, he's queuing up a core. Excuse me. All right, Morph Core here in production.
Okay, well, I mean, that's going to make it super quick anyways, so he can do that. It's kind of a flexible move that he's chosen, which definitely don't mind. So is that a power bank going down right there?
It is a power bank. So the Morph Core is probably going to be the structure that turns into the chamber, and there it is.
He's going to be able to get those Argents out pretty darn quickly. So the two structures going up right now, the meat farm on the right, and then over here we have that Shroud Stone.
Interesting from Parting, actually. Harvesting 50 Thurium here very early on. I wonder exactly what the logic is here.
Yeah, not entirely sure. We'll keep an eye on that and see what he wants to do. But that might have been like an original idea, and then it's like, okay, we got to change based on this rush occurring once again.
Well, that Shroud Stone nearly complete. Argent is going to start attacking into it. How fast are these link nodes transforming into turrets? Are they nearly done? It's hard to tell. We got to click on them. 75%, and yeah, that's the cancel.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
A good cancel right there. Now, tell me if you disagree, but this looks like, I know that right now ELAZER has more supply and everything, but right now it looks to me like Parting has held this very well. Yeah, and I feel like we're going to see him kind of slingshot ahead of ELAZER, because don't forget, when ELAZER's doing this, his expansion is going to be extremely late.
Yeah, as long as that second collection array can get down, Parting's going to be in a really good position. But still, there are enough Fiends on the map that Parting with that low HP array, he cannot afford to plant it down and let it take any more shots. He's got to wait until he has enough Argents to actually secure the natural expansion. And that's going to give ELAZER potentially enough time to actually secure a base of his own.
Well, ELAZER is going to go ahead and expand, kind of chasing down this Morph Core right now. Gonna have to turn that around a little bit. Does turn around to fight, brings these Argents up. Of course, the Fiends there are gonna make sure that they can't just dive.
Yeah, I think Parting, once he gets his third Argent out, he should be trying to take that natural expansion out as quickly as he can.
Absolutely. It's interesting that he chose that location, by the way, to take the expand. Do you like the
pocket,
spot he
took?
took? Yeah, the little back pocket one.
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe just because it's a longer walking distance for the builders coming in from ELAZER.
Yeah, I wonder if that was it. And then you fly away and you're instantly away from everything down there. So
yeah, generally when I'm playing, you know, when I was playing a couple of days before we started the tournament, I would like to throw it down to the natural expansion just so you can kind of get some SimCity set up there. But the fact that ELAZER has been so aggressive both in Game 1 and in Game 2, I really like the decision by Parting to be like, you know what, I'm not going to care about natural expansion in SimCity because, frankly, I'm not going to be able to control my natural expansion until a couple minutes into the game. So
well, that's kind of a beautiful thing about Celestials as well. You actually have these choices, whereas if you were playing, you know, Vanguard or Infernal, that would be kind of an insane move.
Yeah. Although it makes me wonder if Collection Array is even the correct decision here, because Parting, he did play this very safe. He went for the fast core to turn into a chamber. He built the power bank very early on and got the Argents to defend. He did a great job, but you know that was 350 resources that he spent or so on the collection array, whereas he could have just started the chamber immediately and maybe gotten some what do you call them, the prisms out quite soon, and then there would be no hiccup in the production. It's been what? Maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes, where Parting had to float the collection array all the way down into the left side.
That's incredibly annoying, no doubt about that. But, you know, he hasn't, like, lost anything, right? And that's an important thing to kind of keep in mind here, because in these previous games he has been losing things and still kind of fought back. So I feel like his mid-game is – I feel like he's going to recover a bit more than what it looks like right at this second.
Yeah, he actually already has a Legion haul out. This is the furthest that we've seen Parting go on the tech tree by quite a bit. Very interesting setup here from Parting. And it's going to be Seraphims. Now, Seraphim, I don't even know if we have seen this unit yet so far in this tournament. This is a unit that I don't have a lot of experience using it against my opponent straight up in kind of like a PvP situation. By the way, nice catch here on this Imp. Very good game sense by Parting to just have this on his mind that ELAZER is going to be trying a trick like this. The Seraphim, its tooltip text says that it excels at taking down creep camps. It is very good at this. Actually, the attack even called Creepbane Guard.
Oh, wow.
So very good at securing that map control part of the game. I'm not sure how good it is in straight-up fights against the opponent. Even in my games, even though I try to play a bit more of a macro Celestial style, I don't really get to mess around with the Seraphim against something like Infernal. So I really don't know how these interactions would look against, say, Seraphim's trying to catch Gaunts in some numbers.
Yeah, I think very unlikely that they're going to fight well against Gaunts, but like Gaunts are the only ground unit that really shoots up, so they can still be pretty darn annoying, right? Like he can fly them around, you know, maybe take care of some creep camps, maybe do some harassment, that type of thing.
And they're really good at killing
creeps.
Look at that.
Damn. I would even trust those against a Skull Squisher.
Yeah. Can we actually take a look again at the attack damage text? I'm so curious about how much they do. So it's 14 normally, and then what is the attack against potentially creeps? 50% extra. Oh, that's damage reduction against the creeps. They seem to do even pretty well against the...
Yeah, they're killing them really quickly.
Yeah, this is insane, actually. Huh. I got to make more Seraphim. Well, I guess this is what Parting was talking about when he said if the opening strategies for him don't work in a tournament like this one, he does have a second punch.
This looks kind of strong, right? Because you're going to have to mass up your Gaunts and kind of keep them together against the amount that he has. But he can like chase you back a little bit and then just turn around and take down a camp or something.
They do a lot of damage to Gaunts. Hold on a second. This is looking really good for Parting. I think this is probably even catching a Laser off guard. I mean, now that the Gaunts have been able to rejoin with reinforcements, this is going to go a Laser's way. But Parting, I mean, these units, they're so nimble, he can just immediately back off.
I love the boost out of there. That's really great. Are these flying Kree?
It feels like it, yeah. All right, Collection Ray does get overcharged there as a Laser going for the run-by. Trying to catch some of these reinforcing Seraphim with a Gaunts. Now, can the Seraphim actually take this fight? It's almost even numbers. Can the Seraphim actually win this?
I think they actually do. It
You're
really looks
kidding.
that way to me right now. They're doing very well against these Gaunts. Look at the Gaunts get absolutely destroyed.
That was not close.
Oh, my gosh.
This is kind of
very
insane.
cool. This is very cool. Dude, he like doesn't even really have ground units. Look at this. Going to take over that healing camp, boost him up a little bit. He's definitely got some control going on, but ELAZER's done a great job exploding his economy. He's still way ahead supply-wise here. He's got all these bases mining and everything. But look at this. Here we go. The Seraphim's coming in, pushing everything back.
Yeah, and ELAZER's Gaunt count just got completely reset. I mean, at what point does this just snowball to the point where ELAZER doesn't have any Gaunt production that can match the Seraphim coming out here?
I'm going to tell you the secret to beating this strat. Did you know Shadow Flyers are good against flying units?
I did know that, yeah.
Yeah, no, I learned that the very hard way. But maybe that's what you have to do here, man, because if you clear the skies, Parting is not going to have a good time. Like, this is pretty much what he has.
I wonder what the movement speed relationship is between the Seraphim and the Shadow Flyers there, because maybe if you split the Seraphim up, you won't take too much damage against the Shadow Flyers.
Maybe
I'm really
if you have your
sure.
boost off cooldown, maybe you can do a quick split or something like that, because it really is that AoE that's very painful.
Yeah, that boost, I'm pretty sure it just starts automatically on autocast, and you can manually turn that off. So Parting being very smart about the way that he's using it.
So wait a minute, that boost starts on autocast?
I believe so. And then
I would
kind of
never have that on autocast. That's an amazing move. Like that is a great ability to have. And
yeah, but
I feel like you would want to micro that yourself.
I think it depends on the way you're using the unit, because when I was playing my ladder games and I was making a couple of these just to clear up creep camps, it makes sense to have it on autocast because they're going to be moving so nimbly all the time.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can kind of shift click it around.
Yeah, but if you have them actually fighting like this, then it does make really good sense. But hold that thought, actually. Parting going for kind of a base trading move here as ELAZER taking down his natural expansion, and Parting is just going to tap out. The God numbers got too high, and
wow. And
I actually can't believe it. I thought Parting might have had a bit more of a fighting chance. The Seraphim were looking really good, but I guess ELAZER's economy just way too big.
Yeah. Just counterattacking and killing his bases. Or I mean, what are you going to do? He's so out of position at that point. That was really all he had was the Seraphims. It seemed like a very cool strat. It's actually, I'm intrigued by that. That makes me want to play Celestials a little bit and try that unit out. But yeah, that was very well done. ELAZER with just the big counterattack. I mean, his economy exploded during that early game. Like after his attack was done, he just started expanding. Like there was no real counter pressure that Parting was able to put on.
I just felt like after the first couple of engagements with the Seraphim taking down the Gaunts that maybe we would reach a point where ELAZER is not going to be able to reproduce Gaunts fast enough to actually deal with the growing numbers of Seraphim, but I guess it seems like ELAZER's economy was just big enough that he didn't need to even go into Shadow Flyers. He had enough on the ground.
Yeah.
He can just move cross-map and basically take Party out in one fell swoop in kind of an anticlimactic fashion. The favorite for the tournament is knocked out in 2 very fast series today.
Yeah, 3rd place, and then Theory in 4th place. So, like, these are the 2 players that a lot of us thought were going to be in the finals. And, I mean, top 4 is still fantastic, obviously, but ELAZER and Probe going to be battling it out to see who is the best Stormgate player in the world right now.
Yeah, a couple of underdogs coming in. I mean, we always knew that ELAZER and Probe, they're very smart players, very brainy players, but I guess in this kind of weekend format, when the game being so new, that really does help a ton. And actually, ELAZER coming out here, congratulations, man. That was a fantastic series. It seems like your game plan against Parting absolutely went to perfection. Were you expecting a 3-0?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the confidence.
I'm shocked because yesterday there was like a level of depression about the matchup, and then you came in this morning, and I was telling him as we were starting to cast that series that, like, not only did you tell me that you thought you could beat Parting, but the way you said it was like that you were confident you were going to get there. Which he should, you know, we thought he would be in the grand final, so you'd have to, like, literally beat everyone else in the tournament to get there. So, like, what gave you that confidence? Like, did you play games last night, or did you just theory craft all of this?
No, I'm a pretty good player. Like, I believe in myself.
You're okay.
I know. Like, I don't know. I think I play very well. I'm actually getting kind of annoyed. Everybody talk like Parting is a god here. I'm just coming in like, what the hell?
This guy sucks. I just 3-0'd him.
Like, you know, he's very good, right? Like, he's one of the best. But like, I'm coming here. I'm thinking I can win. You know, and everybody talk to him about him like he's a god. I was kind of surprised, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, from the very first couple of beta tournaments in Stormgate, even the closed beta tournaments, Parting was always one of the favorites. And so for him to come in this weekend tournament, especially after his strong start there on day number 1, I mean, really, the smarts of you and Probe here in day 2 are absolutely shining. You guys have adapted so well over the course of this tournament, as we've really seen the meta develop in real time, and I think no way that I've seen any RTS meta develop. I mean, this is
the fastest development
fast.
I've ever seen. It went from people thinking that Infernal can't beat Celestials, and now at least I think that Celestials can't beat Infernal.
No, but look,
it's always black or white.
Yes.
Okay, no, but it's you know, he expanded first. That's what he did. You know, and I'm going like pretty committed all in, right? If he doesn't expand, it's not so easy. Well, he kind of pushes me back, so I'm just. I was banking on it that he's gonna expand first every game, and he did, and thank God. But if he didn't expand first, then I think it gets more complicated. But if he expands first, then it's hard. I don't see any like simple way to do this.
So I know you were talking with Probe a little bit about your matchup against Parting before this happened, and now you're going to meet Probe in the grand finals. Are you expecting to have the same success with your early game build, or do you think that it's going to go more into a mid and late game type setup?
Probe is smart for sure. He knows he's not going to expand first.
Yeah.
You know, like so.
I think he's planning something in Probe's mind right now.
So
Probe is planning literally right now. I can feel it.
Yeah. So well, the thing is, this matchup is like this cheese is very good versus Celestial, but other cheeses, all the early game is great for Celestial, but then mid game, late game is good for Infernal. At least that's how we think about it currently. So I know he can survive this cheese, but can he like cheese me out before the mid game, late game? And that's kind of, I'm not sure. Yeah. Like, I don't know what he cooks up there.
Maybe some Archangels. They're pretty good in the
but
late game,
Archangels
man.
is late game. It's late game. I'm confident. When we get there, it's fine.
You think so? I'm hoping we get a couple games that go all the way late.
I was first time ever I saw this flying unit, by the way. The first game.
Yeah, we were so surprised by it.
When I lost the fire, I was like, all right, well, like, why is that not dying? Because what ability does it have? Like,
I don't know exactly what the energy
was this yellow
is.
field, so he got energy. So I banned
Yeah.
that energy made it like invincible or something. But I'm
not. Well, no, it's not the what is it? The scythe. It's not the other
no,
flag
but
unit,
but this one has the same, right?
I was wondering if the energy, because I only made a couple of them in my ladder games. I mean, the game is so new that we don't have experience with all of the units and all these interactions.
Yeah, and I immediately realized he also has the energy camp. So I was like, okay,
yeah, I mean,
energy is very important to him because that was the only camp he got. Yeah.
Well, part of it's for the I think it's the active ability where they kind of do this. I'm sure you noticed in some moments
so
they
fast.
zoom. Yeah, but it's just a couple of seconds. It's like, yeah.
I thought they just gonna go like this, or maybe even go speed up even more. I was so scared. Like, what the hell?
I think that might have been it. But honestly, it's. I love the part of this game where we're just kind of figuring everything out in real time. I mean, we were also taken aback by the Seraphim transition, and we thought
when
that
he
it was
engaged the
snowball.
gaunts, we were like, wait, is he gonna win this against those gaunts?
At the end, I was getting the scourges. You know? I don't want. I don't know. Shadow flamers? No.
Yeah. Shadow flamers. You got
That's
it.
what we were talking about. Like maybe you should just go for those.
But yeah, I don't know.
Wow. All right.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's going to do it. We're going to let you go prep for your final match here. We're going to be going to that grand finals, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.